Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Property Sue if you're new here. Today we are going to be discussing what tenants and landlords should do at such a time. You know, this pandemic and the lockdown has affected so many people. It has led to so many people losing their jobs, but still there are some people I know who have gotten jobs right now. There are some people who have gotten promotions right now, which is mind-blowing, given that there are so many people whose incomes have reduced and many have lost jobs. But today I want to have like a real conversation with tenants out there like me and landlords out there too. And the number one thing during this period is like communication. Whether you're a tenant or a landlord, communication is very important during this time. If you're a landlord, it's good to reach out to your tenant and know how the pandemic has affected them. If they have delayed on payments, know where they stand and how you're going to move forward. Because for instance, let us say you're a landlord and the house you're letting is on mortgage. Definitely you have to help the tenant understand that if they do not pay their rent, you won't be able to keep up with the mortgage payments and you might end up losing your house. And if they have missed a payment, you should know how to level that out, whether you're going to take their deposit money or what is going to go on. Or if they are not paying you the full amount now, it is good to make it clear to them that you're by no means giving up the rent arrears that are not paid, but you should also organize on a way as to how they should be paid. It is quite unfortunate that we can't tell for how long this is going to be going on. So it is up to you as the landlord, up to you as the tenant to know what to do. If you're a landlord, if you feel like maybe the tenant you have is inconveniencing you in any way, it's good to let them know, let that be known to them. Maybe you might have to look for another tenant, which is also very hard right now. And right now it's unfortunate if you lose a good tenant, because if someone has been paying you over time and now they're unable to make payments, it comes to a point where you feel like you're no longer operating on like a landlord tenant basis, but on a person to person basis. Because sometimes even if let's say you throw that tenant out and you don't get another tenant, and let's say things are also tight for you financially and you really have to make the mortgage payment, either way the bank is going to come for you. So at this time there's actually no particular advice that can be given to anybody. This is a period that calls for community, that calls for is a period for you doing what serves you in your best interests. And also as a tenant, it is good for you to assess yourself. Like for example, let us say you have lost your job or you have been given a pay cut and you're living in a house which you really know well that if things continue going the way they are, you will not be able to make further payments. It's good for you to discuss with your landlord. Tell them to if you have arrears, ask them to let you move out and pay the arrears over time, or pay up and move out. Because let us say if your salary has been reduced, God forbid you have to downsize, and I know that is a reality that many people do not want to face right now, but if it comes to that point, I advise people to downsize, move to a place that is more affordable for you. And over time, maybe when things get better, you'll maybe even have more or be able to live a more comfortable life. But for now, do what serves you best. Also, it's not advisable to take all your money and use it on rent, because right now cash is king. Money talks right now. So if there is any way, by any means, you could save your money, and after your expenses you have some left over, please go for that option where you have the leftover money. And also communicating with your family members, with your kids. I know sometimes people feel like kids you don't need to inform your kids what's going on. I mean, you're the parents, and like you do what you want, and if a situation comes to what it comes to, you do what you have to do, and life goes on. But the other day I remember like seeing this clip on Facebook. It was recorded by a person whose neighbor was being thrown out, and when they were throwing things out, like there was this teenage girl who was standing near their staff outside, and she was pacing about, and you could tell that she was wiping tears from her face. Stuff like this really confuses kids, and it's good for you to like involve them. If mommy or daddy has lost their job, it's good to talk to your kids and tell them. By all means, I have been here. Like back in, I think, 2008, my dad had made an investment which did not go as well as he had planned, which is sometimes the case in most of our lives. Things sometimes don't just work out. You lose your job, you lose something you hope that will like bring you like regular income, and suddenly your life changes, and that also means change for your kids, and it really stresses them out, because one morning you're woken up by auctioneers and you're thrown outside. Like I remember that time that we were put out of our house. We were put out, and auctioneers came and carried like half of our stuff, and then we had to go and look for another house. And I remember we moved into another house that was very small, and I used to feel like a house that is so small that you feel like the walls are caving in on you. And unfortunately, I was like, that was after my high school, and I totally understood. But I thought like my younger siblings really did not understand. So when my parents were not there, I used to like explain to them, this and this happened, and this is why we are here. But you have to like keep your hope alive, know that things are going to get better. Sometimes you just have to weather the storm, and things are going to get better. So don't be afraid to downsize. Don't be afraid what your friends are going to say, what your family is going to say. None of that matters at this time. What matters is what is in your best interest, what is in the best interest of your kids. Right now, even kids are not going to school, so you're not being asked for school fees, which is sort of better. Because imagine if we were in a financial crisis where kids had to still go to school, you still need to pay fee, you need to pay rent, bills are piling up, and it's a lot. It's a lot, and I know many people have that burden on them right now. But most millionaires come up after a long recession, and this is because necessity is the mother of invention. You come up with ideas, you think about things you will not have necessarily thought if you are in your comfort zone. And just at this time, it's good to work with what you have, pray, and all this confusion is here for some reason. And I have noticed, like during this lockdown, I have had a chance to like think things through that I wouldn't have thought through if life was as usual, because we are always moving up and down and forgetting the small things that matter in life, like your relationship with your partners, your relationship with your kids. Enjoy that now. Life is never perfect. There's never a time that you're going to have time for family, a lot of money, and things are good, everything is looking up. In life, there's always something missing, and appreciate what you have. If that is your family, appreciate them. If you do not have cash, downsize. The only thing you have to do is like survive this pandemic. That is the only job you have. It's a responsibility you have towards yourself and your kids. And by all means, landlords should know that at this time, tenants are prioritizing rent. Like, rent is up there with the food. Like, if you get money, the first thing you're doing is paying rent, buying food, and making sure you have some money for savings. So everybody is trying to do what they can. And I have seen, like, in some parts of the country where like landlords have given a reprieve to their tenants during this period, which is also good. Maybe such landlords don't have pressure like to make bank payments or such things, but it's good to like understand each other, work with each other. But most of all, let your position be known as a landlord, let your position be known as a tenant. And I pray that God keeps you, that God guides you, that God gives you like peace of mind and serenity amidst all this. I know it's hard, but things are going to get better. And stay in this channel, stay with Property Sue. I'll be giving you tips on how to invest post COVID. Right now you have the time. Take this time, take this space to like learn what you will do in order to never get to a position where you are, that is if you don't have any savings right now, if you have not invested right now, or even become better than you are. And as always, thank you for watching till the end. It has been your girl Property Sue. Have a lovely Sunday and God bless you and bye.
Feel the daylight on our skin. We are young, we feel everything.